Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk right here on 802 Scoop, located at 185 North Main Street in Barrie. A chilly start to the morning.
Chilly.
Chilly start to the day. I didn't want to complain though because it's been so damn hot. So having a little chillier was a good thing, but
44 degrees.
I know, it was 44 at the house, and I left my window open all night long, and so it was a little nip in the air this morning.
Sure was.
For sure. Yeah, it was something.
Like I told you, I had my little window fan there. It's got two little fans in it. Mm-hmm. I had that one. I left it on yesterday afternoon and figured I'll leave it on tonight. Man, I woke up about 5:30 and it was freezing in there.
Yeah. That's what I said. It was freezing. Thank God I didn't have the fan on too, because then I would have been a real wuss. But I did wait a hot minute to be in the shower, that's for sure. Yeah. Lucky for me, I have electric heat, so I could turn it up just a little, shut the bathroom door, because you can do each room individually, and at least get it up to 68 degrees in there first, because it was chilly. But it's a welcome chilly for sure. And
after that heat, sure.
Yeah, and possibly we're gonna maybe get a little bit of rain. We need a lot of rain.
We need a lot of rain.
But a little bit, and not a lot, not so much that we have problems, but we definitely need rain. I know the river at my son's farm is just pretty much all rock. It's barely a trickle here and there.
Yeah, Gunner Brook is like that. Mm-hmm. And then you drive around and look at people's lawns who, like 2 weeks ago, they were nice and green and lush, and now you look and there's brown spots everywhere.
Yeah, it's awful.
Any place where it's close to rock underneath, that rock heats up and just cooks the grass.
Yeah, it's not good for sure. I don't know what we've got going on here this morning, but it's we're live. It says that we're live. But, and Joe has just signed on, but for some reason my share button is not here. So that's a little bit strange. I'm not sure what's up with that, but who knows?
It's the group that we follow.
Who knows? Joe is here with us, so must be we're live, and you can hear us and all that good stuff, Joe. Hopefully. Yeah, Michael says that we are. So who knows what's going on? Kind of weird. Nothing surprises me about any of this anymore, though. Yeah. One minute things are one way, and the next minute there's another. And Mariah's listening too. Good. So let's start with the boys are home. And when we say the boys, we mean Granite City Blast. They've been in Cooperstown.
Yep.
And they did walk away with one win.
One win.
And it was a considerable win, right?
It was a nice win, yep. After getting trounced for 3 games in a row.
Yeah. Now, did you watched all the games or the majority of the games?
I watched the majority of them, yeah.
Yep. And as you saw and I saw it, and I'm sure others saw it, they were up against some pretty big boys. The size of the kids they were playing against was insane.
It seemed like those first 3 teams two were New York and one was New Jersey. And I mean, for 12 years old, they looked like college players.
They did.
It was crazy. And boy, could they hit the ball.
Yes, they could. I did see one of the Barrie Granite City Blast boys hit a homer, though.
That was
got a home run.
Cam Fortier, I think. Yeah, that was a nice home run too.
Yes, it was. He really belted it right
that was
out
the
of
game
there.
they won. And they won pretty good. Yeah.
So that was awesome to see in their home, and hopefully we're going to have them in here soon and sit down and chat with us, tell us all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then before we went live, you were telling me about something pretty cool, and a history project of sorts that you're working on. Can we share it?
Yeah, things kind of find me like that. It's so David Rubicava came to see me. It was about a week ago, maybe a little more, and said that they had found the cremains of one of our former fire chiefs, Thomas Venner. And I said, what do you mean they found his cremains? Well, I guess Nick Copping was doing an inspection, rental property, I believe, on Merchant Street. And as he was finishing up, the person in the apartment said, "Oh, do you need to see in the garage?" And Nick said, "No, we don't. We just do the living quarters." And he says, "Well, there's some fire equipment stuff. I think there was a couple plaques or something that Nick had said, but." And Nick went out, and it wasn't just that. There was the cremains in a package, and it had the chief's name on it. Tom Venner, 1976 to 1991 was when he was chief. So I guess Nick and Rubicava called Doug Brent, former chief Doug, he's up in Island Pond. And Doug says, "Well, go see Jeff. Jeff will know what's going on." Well, Jeff knows everything.
Right. Well.
So they came in, and it turns out, Tom Venner was my dad's best friend growing up. They were like 8 days apart. And when Tom passed, his stepson had the ashes, and it was 2015. He asked if it was all right if he rode in a fire engine with the ashes, so the chief would have his last ride. So the city allowed him to do it. Then we never heard back from his stepson, and the ashes never came back. So a little while later, we found out the stepson had taken his own life, and apparently he was living in this place up on Merchant Street, and just the stuff was just left there in the garage. So we have the ashes, and I did a little digging around. I met with Donnie Bullard up at Hope on Friday and tried to find the parents' lot, because I knew his parents were buried up there. But there was 5 different Venners on the list. I didn't know his parents' names. I said, well, I'll figure it out somehow. So I went and saw Cheryl down in the clerk's office this morning, and she said, well, give me his last name and I'll see if I can find a death certificate. So she found that. We've got the parents' names. I'm gonna meet with Donnie Bullard a little later on. We're gonna find out exactly where the lot is, and we're gonna put Tom with his parents.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If that could all
Yeah.
happen, and it should happen just that way. I hope. I hope it's that easy that you can just do that, and because I mean that's where he belongs.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's no other family, immediate family or distant family in his family, so I don't believe we need to try to search somebody out for permission to put his ashes in. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a little, ceremony for him. And
Well, I think that you should, and
Yeah.
even the city maybe can have a ceremony for
Yeah.
him, or the fire department, or someone.
Yeah.
How many years did he serve here as
From
chief?
1976 to 91
Wow.
as a chief. He was a firefighter before that. If you go down to the public safety building, they have their flagpole right at the main entrance.
Yep.
His name is on that granite base.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
And I used to go hunting with the guy. My dad and him were hunters when they were kids. They used to hunt up at Skyline before it was a ski area. And Tom had a camp out in Bennett Mills, so me and my 2 brothers would go out with my dad, and we'd spend a weekend or 2 with him up there at his camp. Very nice guy. I remember one story. The firefighters told me how there was a fire on Berlin Street, a structure fire. And everybody was gathering, and the place was fully engulfed. And they said, Venner gets out of his chief's car, doesn't have any firefighting equipment on, just his helmet and his coat, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he goes over and kicks the door in and goes in. So then they followed him in. It's like old school.
Old school stuff.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah.
When they didn't wait for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. I mean, you guys, it's not abnormal to hear every once in a while, and you see it posted every once in a while on even the local resident chat pages and stuff. It's not abnormal to find even stones and
Right.
different things in people's basements,
Yeah.
especially of children, babies, and stuff. It's not abnormal to
Yeah.
find those things. But to find something like that is a true treasure for
Yeah.
all of you, and especially, I mean, you and your family too.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever found other like pretty crazy things,
I
or had
haven't.
somebody
That's-
come to you and say, "What the hell is this that we uncovered?"
Well, Donnie, I'll tell you what, if you want stories like that, Donnie Bullard's a guy to talk to. He's worked at Hope for 40 years. Mm-hmm. And I know he's told me he's found where people have left an urn or just a cardboard box with a bag of ashes and just left them on the ground at a stone. And, apparently they couldn't afford or didn't want to pay for a burial. So Donnie would just bury it himself. And,
Right, because it like maybe that was their family, and they
Yeah.
left it with their family, and yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's super sad. Now, I know that when you talk about uncovering things, after the flood, I believe it was in 23, there was some talk about some wooden statues that are in the labor hall. Have you ever heard about that? In
No.
the basement?
No.
Yeah, I heard about that. It was after the 23 flood that those were found down there.
Really?
I would still like to know. I've not heard much about it, if anything, at least in the last year. There was talk about it at first, and then nothing more. And I'm actually really surprised that Amanda hasn't,
Yeah.
or maybe she has, and we just don't know.
Maybe we'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested to know what that is as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there's all kinds of hidden things here in the city. I know that in this basement, this outer wall, the wall that is on our side, the outer wall on our side that is close to Air Market, that side of the building. That outer wall in the basement, oddly enough, boarded up after the flood, there are windows, like big, huge glass paned windows. They're probably a good 8 feet tall, and they have the old wooden panes in them. But why would they be in the basement? And of course now they're boarded up, and there's rock on the other side. But why would there have
So
been
they're
windows?
below ground level?
They're below ground level.
That is weird.
But they're below ground level now. Were they always?
No, that's weird.
It is weird. And there's 4 of them across that
kidding.
side of the building. Yeah. And downstairs is really weird. We'll have to go down there sometime. There's different levels in the basement where you might be able, you crawl up, and it's maybe 3-4 feet up off the ground into another level. There's a room that looks like it was probably a bathroom at one point. It's really strange down there. And there's a lot of, like higher, lower as far as
Yeah.
the ceiling goes, and a lot of cubbies. It's huge. But just interesting stuff like that.
Now, the basement of Wheelock is similar to that. Not as drastic as what you're talking about, but they have a 2-foot level. And what that is the original building, that has 3 additions on the back of it. The original building is only like maybe 30 feet, if that, from the facade out. And then they added on 3 different additions. But you can tell so let's say this is like 8 feet, and then that's the original basement, and then it drops down another 2, so the rest of the building has like a 10-foot area that you can walk through.
Yeah. Interesting. There's probably all kinds of cool things around here
yeah.
that we don't even know about. Joe says there used to be a Mexican restaurant down in the basement of Danny's Pub.
Well, I know there was a few things down there. There was.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's all I'm
How
gonna
do you
say.
how do you know about those few things, Jeff?
I heard about them.
Just as a city employee doing inspections
Yeah,
and
I heard
stuff,
about
right?
'em,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, all the wild stories.
There was a country western bar in there too at one time, wasn't there?
I guess so. I don't really know. I've 100% honest. I've never been in that building ever. Yeah. Yeah. Mariah says, couldn't have been a store of sorts way back in the day, question mark. Could it have been? Like under Newberry's, I think there was more shopping area. Yeah, I think so. And there was more shopping area downstairs there and at Homer Fitz too, right?
Yes.
In the basement.
And Fishman's, which was across the street.
Yeah. Is that where Endicott Johnson was too? Where they had, because they had the shoe store, which was upstairs, and the discount shoe store was downstairs.
So that was over here. Where are we? No, wait. It's up that way.
I know, it's hard to remember,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I remember that as a kid because we used to go there when we were walking home from school in like maybe 5th, 6th grade. It was a big deal to go into Endicott and go in the basement because you could buy shoes for like, in the clearance thing for like 50 cents.
Yeah.
And when you were a kid and babysitting on the weekends, you might have made a couple bucks, if that. So, we girls used to like to go there after school. It was pretty cool. Those were the days, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I did get that poem, Joe, and actually I think you should probably come in here someday and read it. That would be awesome. He says, Joe says Endicott was next to Newberry. I think
Yes.
that's what he's talking
Yeah.
about. Yep.
Yeah.
But we did have some really cool things here, for sure.
I liked Newberry's. It was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was.
They had the counter in there. You could have lunch.
Root beer floats.
Yeah.
Yep. We really need, we should do like some sort of history show of, maybe a couple of shows of some history around here, for sure.
Yeah.
Stores and things that they used to have.
Because it is cool. I mean, I think I told you before, when me and my brothers were young, we used to ride the escalator in Montgomery Wards until they throw us out.
I know. And who would have thought that we would have had a store big enough around here for an escalator, right?
It's funny.
Yeah. Now, where was that though exactly?
Right where the courthouse is.
That's what I thought. I wasn't positive because I couldn't remember. And there was some sort of store out back where, across from Summer Street. It was like a service merchandise, I think. Across from Summer Street Auto, Washington County Mental
That
Health's
was
in there now.
Colonial Distributors.
Yep. It was kind of like a service merchandise,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had the, the whatever you want to call it, the shelving or the rails with the packages would come shooting out of there,
Yeah.
and you get them at the counter, and that was a cool place too. Yeah.
So at one time that was part of, before it was part of Perry Auto. Mm-hmm. And then like the lot with the cars was where like Summer Street Auto is. That was.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
It is.
Joe says his dad used to burn cardboard out back of Harvard, which is where we are. Harvard Close is where we are. We are in the building that I believe was housed Harvard, Days, and Rogers.
Yep.
I think those are the 3 stores, right?
Yep. See, you got a good memory.
But, well, my friend's father owned Harvard's forever and a day, Chris
Yeah.
Perry,
Yeah.
who we actually, he
just
just passed.
recently passed,
Just
yeah.
recently lost Chris. And we spend a lot of time down here.
Oh yeah. Harvard's is where, when I was in high school, that's where you went to get your Levi's.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But when I think about it, like I think about the thing, we used to go to the country kitchen all the
Yep.
time, which I think is what it was where, right next to the Paramount Theater. Mm-hmm. And we used to go there for lunch with my grandmother all the time. She would pick us up and we would go to the country kitchen for lunch.
I mean, there were so many places right on Main Street you could have lunch. There
Yeah,
was
Dell's, Green Mountain,
Whalen's.
yeah,
Whalen's had a
everything.
little,
Counter.
yep.
Yep,
Newberry's, Fishman's,
yep. And then all the diners.
and all the businessmen around here, that's where they'd go. They'd come out of their little offices, walk down and walk up the street, sit at the counter at one of the stores.
Yeah. Smoking their cigarettes.
Yeah.
When I first started working at Aubuchon Hardware, this is my first job ever in school, they still smoked in there. There was ashtrays, those pedestal ashtrays all over the store. Pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
They were still smoking in there
Yeah.
when I first started. The floors were like wooden and creaky and
Restaurants used to have smoking or non-smoking.
non-smoking. Yeah.
There was no friggin' difference.
Right, there's
The
definitely-
smoke's not going to stay. Here's the line. The smoke's
Right.
going to stay there. You know?
Don't breathe. Just eat, don't breathe, right? No, it's true. I mean, I think there is some pretty cool stories
There
to tell
is.
here, and
Oh,
a lot
God,
too.
yeah.
A lot that was here used to be here. Some things that are still here. I mean, Nelson's been around for forever.
Yep.
Are they the only ones left?
I think they are.
I mean, I think they are.
I think they are.
I can't think of anybody else.
Wobbies has been here a long time.
Wobbies has been here a long time. Yep, true.
Exile, quite a while.
Yeah, they were at least here in the 80s.
Yeah.
Exile was,
Yeah.
because I was buying things from them in the 80s.
There used to be a guy over here, a little alleyway that did shoe shine. Between where, kind of like
Screw you, Michael.
Booton.
Yes, he's telling me I'm old
Look in the mirror, Booton.
because I'm remembering he's younger than us, like a lot younger. He's just a baby. Yeah,
Baby Huey.
yeah, that's right.
Don't get me going, Booton. You won't win.
But when I think about what's here, I think that truly is. I think that's it. I think just Nelson's
Yeah.
and Beauvairs. Judy says Beauvairs.
Yeah.
They've been here a really long time
Yeah.
as well. Off the top,
Yeah.
they've been around a long time. But yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, I remember Old Colony Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like all of that stuff. And yes, the green stamp store.
Yep.
We should do it. We should get people together and see what family of old business owners we can find. Denty's Market, definitely.
Yep.
They've been around a long time
Yep.
as well.
Well, they used to be where the Italian monument is now.
Yep. Yep. But we should see who is still around and have a couple of conversations about things. I know I've seen pictures of like what they, the men on a Sunday after church, the men would all be like kind of leaning up against their cars if they had one, but standing around on Main Street with
Yeah.
their cigarettes in their mouth talking, and their hats, they get their black hats on, and
Yeah.
and the women are probably shopping, right? And back when you used to have skirts and matching purses, and it used to be a big deal. All the kids had to dress up on Sundays and whatever. That was what people did. And maybe they weren't shopping, because I know sometimes they weren't. Shopping wasn't a thing on Sundays, right? A lot of places were
Stores
closed,
were closed on Sunday.
except for restaurants and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that.
Yep.
I'm not that old that I remember stores being closed on Sundays.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we should do that, though. We really should. That would be pretty cool. We'll talk about what's going on this week. A couple of things. First of all, we have to say that Veggie Van Go is happening on Friday at the Odd, 9 to 10:30.
It's already the last Friday of the month.
It's crazy. Well, for some reason, I feel like they're doing it a week early this month, but maybe it is. I didn't look. Because, well, yeah, maybe it is. Saturday's the 23rd.
They are doing it a week early.
Yeah. But this Friday, for some reason, is Veggie Van Go, and that is at the auditorium from 9 to 10:30. Super easy, drive in, drive out. Don't even get out of your car. They don't need any information at all. You just tell them how many are in your family, and they put the stuff in your trunk. And you can pick up, I think it's for up to 2 other families.
I think it is,
if there's people that can't get there, if they're working or just don't have transportation, you can do that by knowing their family size, the same thing. So that's happening. And then this weekend is the Nodes family, the fundraiser,
That's
the
right.
Big Berry fundraiser,
Yep.
Berry Farm fundraiser. Mark Tatro and a whole lot of people putting that on. The Berrytown Thunder Chickens are helping out. Who did he say? Real Bounce, Cornerstone, all kinds of donations, people kicking in. It's going to be a great day. And then
And
the
weather-wise, too. So right now, it's saying Saturday, sunny, and a high of 80 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be a perfect day for that.
Yeah.
Judy says it's early due to the Labor Day weekend, so that makes sense. Yeah, holiday weekend. I wasn't even thinking about that. Very true. That's what it is.
Yep.
So, but this weekend, Jamie Lee Thurston, Donna Thunder, Dave Keller, let's see, Heartless, what is the guy's name? Shane McGrath, and a few others.
Yeah.
As far as performance goes, there's a pig roast, corn roast. Cornerstone will be there for the beer tent, and they will have loaded tots. There's bouncy houses, the dunk booth, and it's all by donation. Bring your own chairs, and please, no dogs, or no pets at all,
No
period.
pets at all,
No pets
yeah.
at all, and no coolers.
Yep.
Yep. And, if you're there till the end and you see some stuff laying around and whatever, maybe help pick up a little before you
Yeah.
take off, or maybe volunteer on Sunday to get everything cleaned back up, because there'd be nothing worse than going there, right, throwing this huge fundraiser for these people. Here's all your money and the mess.
And
right?
and here you can clean up after us.
Right,
you
we
know.
don't want to do that. So, got to make sure that that's done too. But that's happening this weekend.
And the other
Yeah.
big news that happened on this past Saturday was Mark told us it was going to happen. Pockets.
Oh yes, the corn.
That corn is out.
I know. I sent you the
Yeah,
post,
yes,
and I
you
posted
did.
it, and that thing got shared so many times.
It's amazing how many people.
They look forward to
Oh,
that
yeah.
day, like the day had come that they were open for corn.
Now, there's another guy. If you go up 63 and you get to the Four Corners with Miller Road, and you're going up the hill, you take a left, and you take that immediate left that brings you to Williamstown.
Yes.
There's a guy right down there that has sweet corn also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
it's
if
always
you-
good to know, because
Oh, you got to have a backup plan.
you always
Oh,
have
yeah.
to have a backup plan. And I know, I mean, now we'll start seeing it at the farmers market too, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the other thing that's happening.
Pockets is the best.
Absolutely. They had the best. And I think they said they were super sweet or whatever. I can't remember what they call it. I think that's what it is. They said, not until probably end of September. But they were a little late this year because of the weather. The weather just
He did
wasn't
that late corn
cooperating.
last year too, and I got some, and it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, they have a specific one that is, I guess, way sweeter than the rest. Yeah, so I haven't had any yet, but I'm going to. I gotta go get some. And I need fresh cukes and tomatoes and all that stuff
Yeah.
again as well. It's
Yeah,
the place
they
to
got
go.
a nice little veggie stand there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And very reasonable price.
Yeah.
So check it out. And then this Wednesday, of course, will be the farmers market, concert in the park, food trucks, all of that. Cornerstone and two local guys is sponsoring the Messengers this week. So come on out for that. The concert starts at 5:30. And then, of course, the farmer's market before. And I'm sure you'll see some fresh corn
Oh,
from
yeah.
different vendors at the park as well, because there are a couple of farm stands there. So, and that kicks off at 3:30?
3:30, the
3:30
farmer's market.
And usually they say until 6:30, but I've seen people staying right till the end.
Yeah.
Very, very few people pick up and leave before the end. So, and yes, and then the overdose awareness vigil that is the weekend after on the 31st. Invite everyone. That I absolutely invite everybody that wants to attend. I think it's important that we all recognize that and are a part of that, whether it is something that has affected you or your family, that because it affects the community in a big way. And chances are that you're going to know a name that's red or a family member of somebody that's red. And but that will be in City Hall Park on the 31st, and 5:30 to 8, I believe. And so come out for that. And some community partners have teamed up. I know that Chief Vale is going to give the opening remarks and give some statistics that are pretty frightening. We know that just this morning there was an overdose death in
There was a
East
bad
Barrie,
weekend.
and it was a bad weekend. And this morning's death, I happen to know who it was. It's a friend of my son's, and they grew up together. They went to high school together, and who they were there then and who they are now and what's going on just isn't the same. And it never gets easier. It never gets easier.
No, and
for
there
sure.
was, upwards of 50 overdoses on Saturday. Or I don't know if that was just Saturday or over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's something terrible is mixed in, obviously, and we got to be careful. And as much as people hate to talk about it, and people say, they laugh or make jokes or have snide comments about when you say don't use alone or do that, but what are you supposed to say? And you have to warn people. You have to talk about it. Yeah, it's here for sure.
Oh,
It's here, and we just have to start being loud about it and really trying to do something. Start with the dealers that are dealing out of subsidized housing. That's what I would love to do. I mean, dealers in general, they need to start throwing them in jail and keeping them there instead of, sending them back to Massachusetts or wherever they came from, Connecticut, wherever, and only for them to come back whenever they want, right?
Exactly.
You're not closing down the interstate, for God's sakes. So, yeah. It's yes and no, Joe. It's definitely locals that are dealing it. But it's coming in
It's
from
coming
out
in.
of state, and it's definitely locals that are housing. And then people here are just muling it. Yeah. For sure.
most of the dealers are users, and that's how they get their stuff. They sell for the big guy, and
Right.
he provides them.
Yeah, he provides them. It's a sick, vicious cycle for sure. Not good. Not good stuff at all. And then Wednesday night, and Joe just reminding me that Dawn of Thunder will be in Washington at Carpenter Park. They always have a always have a really good turnout over there.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really great things going on in Washington for sure. And it's always a good time over there.
Yeah.
So you should get over there. And have you ever been to the VFW on a Wednesday night for Wing
No,
Wednesday?
I haven't.
Oh, we got to go do that too, because you'll love that. And we should go up on a night that Donna Thunder is there, because then
It's a wing-a-ding.
Wing-a-ding, that's right, Wing-a-ding Wednesdays. But you'll also get to meet like the majority of Michael Booten's family. Have you ever met his mom? Have you ever met his mom?
No.
She is the sweetest thing ever. She's a hoot. But she is what do you call her, Michael? She's a groupie. She's a Donna Thunder groupie. She like loves Donna. And they're a lot of fun to be around. And of course, Rosemary Averill is Michael Booten's family. And so she'll go up sometimes too, and her brother, and it's a good time. And Joe's usually there, and Ron Tallman,
so
of
Rosemary, her brother then is Lloyd?
course. Yeah.
Lloyd
Yeah,
McCormick?
Lloyd.
I know Lloyd from high school.
Uncle Lloyd. I didn't know it was her brother. Michael was just always talking about Uncle Lloyd, and other
boy.
people had mentioned Uncle Lloyd, and then I found out it was
We used to call him,
Rosemary's
we
brother.
called him Pink Lloyd in high school.
You did?
Yeah, it was like Pink Floyd, Pink Lloyd.
You called him Pink Floyd. He's a good shit.
He's a really good
like
guy.
Him. He's a lot of fun.
Oh, he's hilarious.
But him and his wife will be up there sometimes too, and it's a great time on Wednesday nights
Lloyd and
over
Judy.
the VFW.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
it's
them.
a lot of fun.
Judy was in my class in high school. Lloyd was a year behind me.
It's
I didn't know if they were related to Michael.
they are. Is that a bad thing?
No,
All right, I was just checking.
I can see it. I can put it all together. Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lloyd is crazy. He's funny. He is.
Really good family though.
Yeah.
Really good family. So let's see what else is happening this week. The fundraiser, we already said there's a couple of paint and sips you can watch out for. There is tonight at, this is happening in Montpelier. They did the same thing a couple of weeks ago here in Barrie, but there is the harm reduction and overdose awareness training in Montpelier at the Kellogg Hubbard Library. That starts at 5:30 and that goes through till 7. And there will be pizza, also a gluten-free option provided by the one and only Mr. Dick Wabi. He didn't say where he's getting the pizza yet, but I'm guessing they'll get it from Northfield because, you know, he helps out at that pizza shop in Northfield.
He does?
Yes, he makes pizza boxes. He delivers if he has to. He doesn't like to do delivery, but he will do it. And why doesn't Dick Wabi like to do deliveries?
You think he would because he likes to talk.
It could be exactly.
Maybe that's why the pizza's cold by the time he gets there.
But he helps out, helps out there. He started doing it during the pandemic. He likes them, and they're a good group of people, and so he volunteers his time in there doing stuff. So I bet you that's where he'll get it. But that is happening tonight, and of course it's a discussion, but you'll also learn how to use Narcan and then a discussion around harm reduction and what it is and what the Vermont Prevention Coalition is and who they are and that kind of stuff. So that is happening tonight in Montpelier at the library, and get there a few minutes early, maybe have some pizza. Gluten-free option as well as regular pizza, and it'll be a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check that out. And then all over the place, there's yoga here and yoga there. That is something that I've never done yet. I keep telling myself that I'm going to maybe try it someday,
Yeah.
but I still have not.
Well, don't feel bad, neither have I. So.
A lot of people say it's really great, and that, you know, they have gentle yoga, they have chair yoga, they have
I've seen that online, chair yoga.
yeah. So, you know, maybe I could do that, but there's tons of that going on, for sure. And then, you know, the different things that are happening in the clubs or whatever. But there's also, this Saturday is the 12th annual World Soccer Festival, and that's happening in Montpelier.
Yep.
So check that out. There is a celebration of global youth culture and community through soccer, the beautiful game. The festival features parade of nations, 3 versus 3 kids round robin games, adult exhibition match, music and rhythm, art projects, and food, of course. It's $50 per team, and then you have to register at the worldsoccerfestival.org. But that's happening in Montpelier this weekend, Saturday from 9 to 2. So you can check that out as well. And I think that's it.
Soccer's got such a big boost now since
They
the
do.
UVM men
Yeah,
won
they
the
really do.
NCAA championship, and then Vermont Green FC wins their championship.
And there are all kinds of sign-ups right now too. If your kids
Yeah.
are involved in any sort of fall sport, the sign-ups are happening
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
I've seen
there's
them like
soccer,
mad
there's
crazy.
football, there's fall baseball, and that's basically those kids that had just come back from Cooperstown. That was how they found out. It was their fall league that was asked to, was invited. So
And then all kinds of stuff happening at the Aldrich Library this week. Tuesday from 2 to 4 is tie-dye and lawn games. There's badminton, cornhole, ladder ball, sidewalk chalk, and more. We'll have shirts and totes to dye or bring your own cotton item. Thursday, the 21st, from 3 to 5 is indigo tie-dye with artist in residence. Create a one-of-a-kind shirt or scarf with organic indigo and traditional folding techniques. Materials provided. And then Friday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Is teen night. Hang out after hours with pizza, snacks, switch games, and crafts. Registration required. And you register for that one at teen.desk@aldrichlibrary.org, aldrichpubliclibrary.org, or you call 476-7550, and I'll share that information up on the page so that anybody that wants to attend any of that or sign up for that they can. Yeah. It's like the wind down. The pool closed, right?
yeah, pool's closed. Yep,
That's all done with now.
yep. I think it was free admission too for the last weekend there.
Yeah. I know that we had talked about that, and we were going to say it out loud, and I said, I don't know if I dare say it out
Yeah,
loud.
in case
because
we
what
were
if
wrong.
What if we were wrong? I don't want to get... Can you imagine? We would have gotten holy hell for that one. And it looks like some of the construction is wrapping up as well.
Yeah,
As we get toward... I'm sure we'll hear an update about that soon.
yeah. I know they did the base coat on Berlin Street. I saw that. And I'm sure this week, if the base coats are done, I think this week is it. Finishing coat goes down. So
And is that for all of the bigger projects?
all 3, Allen Street, Prospect, and Berlin.
I haven't driven any of them yet. I should. I
No.
should take a cruise and check it out.
You can check them out. I know the skim coats on
I know it's
Berlin
big.
because I went down there the other day.
The last time I went out Allen Street, I believe it was still dirt
Yeah,
from like Green Acres
Berlin
on, I
was
think,
last week.
or close to
and
it.
then I think they got the skim coat done.
Yeah, I'll have to take a little cruise and check it out because I haven't done any of that.
You have to get up to
Paquettes.
Paquettes
Right, I
anyway.
can go up Berlin, down Prospect, and out Allen just
for the ride.
for the ride.
Or just go up Berlin, then keep going up Prospect,
right, and down.
and then go from Paquettes, then come down and go Allen and
and then
back the rest
back
of
the rest of the way
Prospect, see?
Prospect. That's
Yeah.
right. There's a
You
full
get a taste
circle.
of all 3.
That's right, full circle right there. Because did they do that far down on Prospect? Where did that start? For some reason, I thought it started from like Fairview up.
I think so because remember, was it last winter they had to pave that section
bottom half,
because they had
right?
they had that big water break.
Yep.
So I think they left that, and I think it was from there, and they're only going up to Jake Street because from Jake Street up to Berlin was done a couple years ago, so that's in decent shape.
Yep. And then we have to remind people there is still a statewide burn ban.
Yeah.
And that burn ban includes the city of Barry. Don't be having backyard fires, not in your pits, nothing. Right now there is a total burn ban, and it is statewide.
Yeah.
It's across. It's not just here. It's not
Right.
just because anybody is trying to be mean and not wanting you to burn fires. It's literally dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah. So don't do it.
They're everywhere, statewide.
Yeah, I heard that even like in the state parks, you can't,
Right.
no campfires, no nothing right now. Like literally, they mean it.
It's dry. It's very
Yeah.
dry.
So that's it for that. And I don't know much else that's going on except for that we got to get the boys in here once they've had a
Yeah.
chance to take a breath.
Yeah.
And then we got to keep working on David Rubalcaba
Yeah.
to get him in here to talk about
The fire
some
history. Yep.
And you said he's dug into that a bit, the
Oh, yeah.
history of the fire department,
Yep. Yeah,
which is cool.
He's actually, I think he's writing a book.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
So he went to school with my son too, my youngest,
Yeah.
Craig. And he and Pat Bagalio, who's also doing some pretty cool things up in
Yeah.
Marytown.
Yep.
In memory of his grandfather, starting a
Corey
park.
Corey Workers Memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be coming in here and talking with us
good.
all about that. And I think they're going to like sell the granite blocks that will go along the outer circle
Yeah.
of the monument itself. And I think he designed the monument. I
he
think
did.
Pat did.
Yep.
So super cool.
Yeah.
Just all these kids that aren't
know.
kids anymore,
I know.
right? Doing some pretty cool things. But I would love to have Dave in here. I
Yeah.
mean, Rubes is one of my favorite. Always has been. He's just an all-around
He's a good guy.
We're really lucky to have him.
Yeah.
Too on the department for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I think that's it for today.
That's it.
And the reason that we're here today, as opposed to tomorrow, is because I have a funeral, unfortunately, to attend tomorrow. As most know, probably by now, I'm assuming, that Paul Donahue passed away. And Paul was a well-known driver at Thunder Road, like Thunder Road legend. And it carried on to
Yeah.
his sons and now his grandson, and the Donahue name is a pretty big name. And I mean, he did other things in life, of
Yeah.
course. He worked for UPS for many, many years, had all kinds of people that knew and loved him through there. And he was in Vietnam. He was a paratrooper. So he just a really amazing guy. And so he's going to be laid to rest tomorrow in the Veterans Cemetery. So I'll be there with my sister and his family. So for that. So we won't be here tomorrow, but we will be back on Thursday.
Yep.
There is no city council meeting this
Nope.
week. You guys are going to kick it off next week. And from what I've heard from maybe another counselor, and then somebody else that might be just a representative of something else, that you guys might be doing a few right in a row for a little
Yeah.
bit, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah. With all the grant money projects, for
Stuff
with
to get
flood
done.
remediation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now
none of that.
We're gonna
this week.
pay for having these every other Tuesdays.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have a meeting last week either.
No, this is we
You get
had
a 3-week
this was
stretch.
2 weeks off in a row.
Yeah.
That's-
So buckle up, boys, right? Because here
Yep.
you go. But that'll be good. So that won't happen this week. But the girls will be here on a Wednesday night with 4 quarters, Lori Shepard, of course. And then you and I will be back on Thursday. And I don't know if Vermont Daily Chronicle is coming in this week or not. I almost think that Paul is still away out of the country, but I'm not positive of that. And then Michael and I might do Thursday night. You never know.
Yeah.
So we just wing it on Thursday nights. It depends on what has happened during the week. Like if there's something really last week, we didn't think there was anything to talk about, but then we get it on the phone and something happened, and of course I'm all pissed off about it and riled up, and we should have been down at the studio because I want to talk about that. But you know, whatever. The subsidized housing thing is really starting to piss me off,
Yeah.
And the graffiti in the bus stop pissed me off too. You know, have a beef with a cop, but keep, you know, that's not the way to address it. And to me, that spoke volumes. I mean, you get what you give when it comes to respect, right? So probably if he was giving Officer Gaylord that same sort of shit, that's probably why they had an interaction and it didn't go so well, right? He or she, I don't know who it is. But it still pisses me off, and people need to grow up and cut it out. And I heard that was done down there, but I also heard that the Youth Triumphant had been needed to be cleaned up the other day as well from food, some Skittles and coffee and chocolate-covered donuts, and you know that. And guess who came to the rescue with his crew and equipment to clean
Calcanis?
it? Vinny Calcani
Yeah.
called, said, "I saw that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna grab some couple guys and my equipment and get it cleaned up." And thank God he was able to. But the infamous Vinny Calcani,
Yeah.
who has started a new business in Berlin, Keystone Architectural, but look, he comes right down the hill to his hometown,
He still owns a warehouse right down on River Street in
and
Barrie.
who gives a shit if he doesn't?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, the ex-mayor, the once and done can stick it up his ass. That's right. That's right, Jeff. He never was either. So, but thank you to Vinny for making sure that
I didn't know
got
that
done.
had happened.
It did. And, but a big thank you to him.
Because
for
we had
making
paid,
sure
the
that
city
got done.
had hired Matt Peak to do it right before the Heritage Festival.
Yeah,
It happens every year,
yeah.
you know. We get it cleaned up before the Heritage Festival, and sometime
Yeah.
either during the festival or shortly after, something happens.
Yeah, there was food mushed and melted into it, and coffee spilt, and you know, things like that. And Vinny cleaned it up, so we're lucky. And but that shit's got to stop.
Yeah.
It's got to stop. And hopefully, they'll catch up with the culprits.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
So, have a good day, everyone. Take care. Be safe. Be well. All of that good stuff. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Enjoy this nice weather.